You must have heard about the City Boy Movement, so we'll be focusing our attention today on the activities of City Boy Movement. My guest is already in the studio, and he is the Organizing Secretary of Abia State City Boy Movement, Dr. Charles Ukeagu. Thank you so much, Doctor. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Now, let's talk about your organization. That is the City Boy Movement. You know, from nowhere we started hearing City Boy Movement. That wasn't there prior to 2023 election. But I think that was last year or so, early last year. We started hearing City Boy Movement. If you go to the social media handle, everywhere you'll be hearing City Boy this, City Boy that. In fact, some people say, what's going on with this City Boy? But suddenly, the spark, had gone down, very down. We are not even hearing much about it. What happened?
I really want to take my time and explain quite a lot of things, which also caused the problem that we are facing today in City Boy. The major problem that we are facing today in City Boy is as a result of somebody's ambition not being fulfilled. And he starts, feeling disorganized, feeling like a tyrant. I will use the word, maybe trying to make pull down the house syndrome. First, this is the director of City Boy Abia State, Lucky Ibukwe. Lucky is actually the director of City Boy. And sometime I will start from his ambition and how we'll put it on what also transpired in City Boy. Lucky called me sometime last year and said that he wanted to actually run for governor.
Okay.
And because as at then I was actually in Abga. Sometime early last year, I was actually in Abga. So I told him, no, I don't think you should come to Abga because Abga is having some crisis. It's not a platform for you to use. As a brother, I told him, no, I will advise you to maybe go to APC. Okay. Because I'm even coming to APC, as a matter of fact. And he said, okay. I advised him very well. He said he wanted to run for governor. I said, go to APC. He said, okay, no problem. I didn't hear from him again. That was then after my mother's funeral. Sometime towards October, so I wanted to meet Senator Alleges. I called him on the phone and told him that I wanted to see him. If he was in Abuja. He said, no, he's not in Abuja. That he was actually in America. I said, oh, really? I said, okay. Said, then I'm coming to America. So I called Lulu on the phone. I said, oh boy, I'm coming to America to see Oji. I think it's time we go. Let us go and present your ambition to Oji. Let's speak to Oji, being the elder statesman of the party. Lulu said, okay, no problem. He was so excited because he felt that he felt that I'm buying into his cause. And genuinely, God knows I'm buying into his cause. Lulu is my brother. So I wish him all the best. I wish him all the very best. Prior to me coming to America, he asked me, where are you going to stay? I said, I told him I was going to be in one hotel. He said, over his dead body when he's in America. That no, that I would be in his house. That I should come, and when I come, I'll be in his house. That he will never allow me to go and stay in any place. I laughed. We'll make a joke of it. I got into America. Lulu took me to his house. The wife welcomed me very well. And why I'm saying all of this is so that you people will understand. The wife welcomed me very well. And we, afterwards we had dinner and everything. We proceeded to Oji's house. In the car, I said to him, Lulu, this is your gubernatorial ambition. I think you should drop it. You can't run for governor in Abia State. It's not yet time. He said, why? I said, because you do not have any experience. You don't have the administrative experience to actually govern Abia. I said, anybody who is pushing you to go and govern Abia is deceiving you. A lot of people will resist you. I said, I would prefer that you start from House of Reps, when you've actually learned some legislative experience, which leads to executive. Then further off, you can now come and contest for governor. Then people will listen to you because you've been baked by then. But right now, you're just a raw material that has nothing in it. With all due respect, you have nothing in it. You don't have any experience. So you can't go for governor. When you get to Oji's place, we are going to be talking about House of Reps. He said, okay, no problem. We got to Alleges' place. We talked about why I wanted to see him. Afterwards, I told him, distinguished, please, my brother wants to run for House of Reps. Alleges said, really? I said, yes. Alleges said, what about Right Honorable Chinedu Moji? I said, just that. I have not discussed that with Chinedu Moji. God knows, bear me witness. I just there and there, I just said, Chinedu is going for Senate. He said, Chinedu is going for Senate. I said, yeah. He said, but Kabila wants to go for Senate. I said, well, me, I don't know about that. My candidate is Chinedu Moji. That's what I told him. I said, my candidate is Chinedu Moji for Senate. Alleges said, okay, that you know what, let's leave this thing for now. That is still far. The primary is still far. That before then, we will get to the root of this matter. That because Kabila have told him he want to run for Senate. But when the time comes, we all talk about that. I said, okay, we all took pictures and we all left. You know, Lulu was so excited. We went home. When we got to Nigeria, because he was also going to Nigeria, we got to Nigeria. I told him, let's go and see Chinedu Moji. We went down to see Chinedu Moji. I brokered it to Chinedu Moji. I said, Speaker, you are very much experienced in the activities of Abia politically. Go for Senate. Let Lulu go for House of Reps. I said, because Lulu, nobody knows Lulu Nongwa. See, they know you very well in the whole 17 local government. You have no experience. Go for Senate, let Lulu go for Rep. He was a little bit reluctant. He said, no, that you know that Kabila, he doesn't want to contest against Kabila. Kabila is his good friend and his elder brother. That is, no. I said, Speaker, go for this thing. And being honest here, I was the one who was insisting, in all fairness to Kabila as well. I was the one who was insisting, go for Senate. Anyways, he said, okay, let's leave that matter. We'll all be visiting it. We left the matter. 31st of December, we went for a courtesy visit. Myself, him, and we went on a courtesy visit to High Chief Enyekwe. He's alive. The former director of INEC. He's alive in Amaja. We went to pay him a courtesy visit. We got there, myself, Lulu, and Chinedu Moji. We got there. We started I was the one that started the meeting. I told the High Chief Enyekwe, see, we are trying to project Chinedu Moji to go for Senate and Lulu to go for House of Reps. You know, when we got to Lulu's turn to talk, Lulu said, yes, that even if Chinedu Moji decides tomorrow to run for House of Reps, that he can never contest against Chinedu Moji.
He said so?
He said so with his mouth. That was why when it appears that two of them now contested, Chief called me on the phone. I said, but Lulu told us in the meeting that he will never contest against Chinedu Moji. What changed? I said, you have his number, call him. I don't know Onishi. Pick up his phone and call him on the phone. We left that meeting. We, on 1st of January, when my eldest brother's birthday, we were having the birthday, Lulu came to me in that party. He said to me that Sheyi have told him to continue with his gubernatorial ambition. I said, Lulu, Sheyi told you to continue with your gubernatorial ambition? I said, yes. I said, as much as I don't want to argue with you on that, it will be difficult for you for Sheyi to come from Abuja to come and impose you to Abia. So people will resist you. And I think Mr. Sheyi is being misled here. Somebody is misleading him here. So I think we have to be careful. Forget about this ambition, Governor. Focus on this House of Reps. It's a low-hanging fruit. He said, Baba, I said, listen, you know what? Let's not talk about this. Your mother's funeral is coming on the 10th of January. Let's forget about this and focus on your mother's funeral. After this funeral, then we'll return back and talk about politics. He said, okay. He left. Of course, I played a vital role in his mother's funeral. Lulu is my brother. I keep saying it. I played a vital role in his mother's funeral. We finished the funeral. And Lulu started again. Governor. We went again to see Chinedu Moji. Lulu said, no, Baba, say, in fact, say, they don't tell us, say, make you run for governor. Say, no, governor ain't go wrong. So even if he will step down, say, because then Chinedu was a bit indecisive about this thing because of the relationship he has with Kabila. He didn't want to do that. Chinedu now said, Lulu said, even if he's going to step down, maybe they didn't give him ticket for governor, the least he will come down in Senate. That he will never want to run for House of Reps. So Chinedu looked at me, I looked at Chinedu. We didn't say anything. We finished that meeting. Chinedu said, oh yeah, now, if you want to go for your governor, continue with your governor. We finished that meeting. We left. Chinedu called me on the phone and said, my brother, you have seen that your brother doesn't want to do House of Reps. Let me quietly go into for this House of Reps. I don't want to have any issue with this. And again, most importantly, my father has been a senator before. It doesn't really look good. Within the space of short time, I'm coming again to contest for Senate. Say, I don't think it's very good. Say, let me step aside, because morally people will look at it somehow. Let me step aside and go and pursue House of Reps. I say, Speaker, go ahead and pursue whatever you want to pursue. Me, I will back you up. And that was how Chinedu. But Chinedu made the statement that he said, yes, I will go for House of Reps, but I will need clearance from Ben. When I get clearance from Ben, then I will proceed for the House of Reps. I say, I will back you. And that was how we proceeded. Then City Boy came. When City Boy came, when we gathered together and started setting up the structure, it was myself, Beremako, Chinedu Moji, and him, Don Lulu, in Chinedu Moji's house. We all came together. We were calling all stakeholders. They were bringing in their people's name based on the organogram. They were bringing in the people's name, and we were actually feeding them in. Lulu wasn't interested. Lulu did not bring anybody. The only thing he was interested was the finance and the media.
Okay. Of the city boy. Okay.
That was why he nominated the treasurer. Chesto. Chesto is his friend. With all due respect, they say Chesto is his boy. I refuse to do that because that's older than Lulu. So Chesto is his friend. So they brought Chesto in. Do you understand? They brought Chesto in. When Chesto matter came up, Ikuku wasn't comfortable with it. Perhaps Ikuku had some issue with Chesto in the past. Ikuku wasn't comfortable with it. Ikuku rejected Chesto. I said, Ikuku, no, administratively is wrong. If you have a problem with this man called Chesto, it's your personal problem. City Boy is above every one of us. So if this man has something to offer for City Boy, we can't deny him that opportunity just because you have a problem with him. I said, with all due respect, leader, leave this boy, let him serve. He wasn't comfortable with it. Apparently, he was saying something. But I don't care. Me, I was looking at competency beyond anybody's emotional differences. So, eventually, Chesto came on board. And, of course, Lulu brought media, put media and Chesto. Then, that was how we finished the entire, both the local government and finished everything. Then, we moved on. The day we did the first meeting, which was in Ochendo's house, I think when some persons were trying to do donations and every one of them, Lulu now said to him, don't worry, I will give you City Boy's account. Kuku said, we have an account, City Boy. He said, yeah, but we don't open account. Kuku didn't say anything. Later, Kuku asked him after the meeting, how come we open City Boy's account? We didn't know.
What is Chinedum's or Jesus'
He's a patron.
position?
He's a patron of City Boy.
Okay, so a patron and a director who is higher?
Is patron.
Okay.
Yes, patron is higher than the director.
Okay.
But administratively, the director is the one that sees to the day-to-day administrative of the organization.
So does the director report back to the patron as to what they are doing?
Ideally, the director is supposed to, based on the organogram, the director is supposed to report to the patron on day-to-day activity. And the patron in returns will advise. It's not when you were Parasata, you have chairman, you have board chairman, and you have a director, the MD.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's exactly how it is.
Okay.
You know that you can't, there are some certain decisions you can't just take unilaterally without the input of the board chairman.
Yeah.
So that is exactly the role of the patron. And however, in all of this thing, they are all advisory role. That's what they offer. That's the role they play.
Okay.
Do you understand? So Chinedum asks, how come do you open a City Boys account without the knowledge of anybody? He said no, that he used his PAs, he used his PA to open the account. How? That's an error. Chinedum said anyways, that ideally, let the coordinator's name, let the coordinator, the organizing secretary, the financial secretary, be signatory to that account. At that point, I told Chinedum I'm not interested. Don't put me, leave me, remove me from there. Say the people that should do this thing, the people that should do this thing should be the coordinator and the financial secretary.
Okay.
That's the two people, as far as I'm concerned. Take me out of it and not say me, I'm more of the administration than looking into finance. So that was how Lulu wasn't comfortable with it. Lulu said no, that Chesto, which is the treasurer, must be there as a this thing. Chinedu refused. That Chesto mustn't be there. Back and forth, that was where the problem started.
So the problem you're having in City Boy has to do with issue of opening a bank account, the money.
That was the first problem.
Okay.
That was the first problem. That and the two things Chinedu was demanding for. That the coordinator must be signatory to account.
Okay.
You understand? And that the treasurer should not be signatory to account. Lulu refused. Second was that Lulu must submit the back end of the website. Besides, it was even Chinedu who brought the money that you use in setting up the website. But that's by the way. Of course, he contributed. It's part of his contribution. And Lulu refused. That no, that Chesto must be. So when I brokered into, I said, listen, okay, put aside the financial secretary. The treasurer should be there. If the treasurer be there. So then one day we later agreed. We went and did the the format of the opening of the account, A or B. A or B. If you do A or B, that means you can choose one person you'll be signing the whole thing with. And Chinedu goes up again and spotted the foul. I said no, it has to be A and B, so that both the coordinator and the treasurer must sign before any cover goes out of that place for transparency. So I go there, I say no, you have to do it that A and B. Please, for peace to reign, do that A and B. I agree with Tinubu, do that A and B. Eventually he agreed. After much pressure, he agreed. So we moved on. But the crisis was still underneath. They were still having face-off. I looked at this thing. Chinedu made a lot of input in bringing a lot of people. So as the coordinator, which is Michael, Chinedu now is not happy. And most of the people that came are not happy. And came through him are not happy. City Boy was looking like somehow. There was no love. There was no peace. Everywhere was looking somehow. Everybody was grumbling. I said, if I keep quiet like this, it's going to affect this place. That was why I went ahead, took the meeting to Abuja, called the three of them, Beremako, Ukeagu, and which is Chinedu and Lulu, to my hotel. We sat down. I said, we must reconcile today. And that was how we all reconciled our differences. And we were happy. We all left. Now, moving forward, Lulu was still in his governor. Not until Right Honorable Benjamin, Deputy Speaker, said, rumor had it that he has gotten signal from the president and he was going to contest for governor. The next thing, 3 days later, I saw Speaker sent me, Lulu, Chinedu sent me a message, was sent by Lulu. Don Lulu said, Baba, I just came out from a high-profile meeting, and they say I should step down for Ben and support Ben. Then I should go and pick up House of Rep ticket, and I have accepted. Chinedu fled up, called me and was shouting. By after 1 a.m., I was shouting and everything. I said, calm down. Before 3 a.m., Chinedu declared. It was all over social media. Lulu, in the morning, me and Lulu spoke. I said, Lulu, just relax, calm down. We will have to find a way to figure this out. He said, okay, no problem. We started trying to manage this issue. Not until we now put our date that we wanted to do our inauguration, zonal inaugurations we wanted to do for City Boy. Prior to that, we woke up one morning. I said we woke up one morning and saw that Ukeagu local government coordinator and Obingwa local government coordinator has both been sacked.
By who?
By Lulu, the director of City Boy.
Was the patron aware of?
No. The coordinator? No. Organizing secretary? No.
The state ESCO?
Nobody didn't tell anybody.
So it was a
unilateral action. Okay. Yes. He took that decision all by himself.
Okay.
He has sacked them. You know what it means waking up and seeing this thing in the news? It was the height of embarrassment, to say the least. Everybody was fuming. Everybody was fuming. And the Abacha himself...
Did you try to find out why he took that action?
I asked him why he took that. He was not giving anything concrete. Not until rumors started flying up and down that he went and collected money from Erendu Junior. He collected money from Erendu Junior, and that was why Erendu told him that he should remove Ukeagu and Obingwa. Recall, it was what is it called? That was the rumor that was flying. And I accosted him. Is this why you did this? He said no. He swore.
Well, that's a very grave allegation you just made. I don't know where you got, but do you have your fact that he collected money?
That is why I said rumor that was flying everywhere stated the fact that
cannot be substantiated.
Yes, stated the fact that he collected money from what is it called? From a radio.
Okay, so as it stands now, I know that you still have that problem within the CBM, I mean City Boy Movement.
Yes.
Leading to your suspension, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why were you suspended?
That is the story I'm bringing. If you'll be a little bit patient.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the Ukeagu and Obingwa started staging a huge protest that they want to use to welcome us on the day of the Abia South inauguration. I got a wind of that. Immediately I stepped in. Okay, Benamaka, which is the second coordinator, also stepped in. We started apologizing, begging them. Because I understand what this thing is. If they do this thing, it's going to be the height of embarrassment for my own brother, which is the director. And it's not going to go well for all City Boy. Because the description of this thing, what they have planned, they want to do, they want to bring channel, they want to bring AIT, they want to bring a rice inside that place. So people, men, even in Obingwa and Ukeagu, we are ready to sponsor that protest. We have to say, I started begging, pleading with them not to do that. Eventually they hid. And that was how they cancelled that protest. We did our inauguration. The first one, did the second one, which was Ukeagu. In the third one, and there was a lot of power tussle. Lulu were trying to show and the director, I'm in charge, the director. Unfortunately, I think he has a low self-esteem, I must say.
Let us be very circumspect with our choice.
With all due respect, with all due respect. I saw that power tussle and everything. I could call him, gentleman, this thing you're doing doesn't make sense. What are you doing showing all of this power with Ikuku? It doesn't make sense. Relax in all of this thing you're doing. Anyways, Ikuku, I got a ring that Ikuku said that he's not going to, which is Chinedu, that he's not going to attend that of Abia North. That he's not going to attend Abia North. I said, no. That morning, I drove to Ikuku's house. I said, Patron, I heard that you say you are not going to attend Abia. He said, yes, he's not attending. That is the fact. He wants to start going back to Abuja. I said, no, that's not right. What is the problem? He said, can't you see what your brother is, how he's disrespecting and misbehaving in all of our outing? I said, please, forgive him. But you must attend because you are the patron. Eventually, he reluctantly agreed that, okay, no problem. Just because of you, no problem. The next thing I did, I told Ikuku. I said, do you recall that you told me someday that you are owing me a debt for what I did for you in this lifetime? That any day I ask of that favor back, that if it's within your powers, that you must repay me with that favor. He said, yes. Where am I going at? I went on my knees immediately and held Ikuku in his legs. I said, Ikuku, do me this favor. Allow my brother to run for House of Reps. Step down for Lulu. Immediately, Ikuku teared up and rushed his handkerchief and cleaned his eyes. He said, Charles, why are you doing this to me? He held me up and put me on the chair. So why are you behaving like this? Why are you doing this? Upon all the things this boy did to me, you of all people is supporting me to step down for him. I said, please, Lulu doesn't have any experience. With this House of Reps, it will help Lulu to rise, help him gather political strength, help him put himself together. He has an ambition to be something in the future. Do you understand? Ikuku now kept quiet. What Ikuku said to me is that if you bring Lulu here to apologize to me, I will step down for Lulu. I will not only step down for Lulu, I will support Lulu, because I told him, not just stepping down, must support him, because if we step down for him and do not support him, it makes no meaning, because he will not win the election.
Did that happen?
Yes, Ikuku is alive. Ask him.
So, did Don Lulu, did he actually come to apologize to?
That is where I'm going. Okay. I came back, told Lulu, look at what we are, both of us were excited. I took him the next day to Lulu Ikuku's house. We got to Chinedum's house. I first of all spoke, pleaded with Ikuku and everything, Ikuku's turn to talk. Ikuku started lamenting how unhappy he is with Lulu, all the things Lulu have done to him, and all. He said a lot of things. Lulu's turn to talk. Lulu started by, the Baba, now you if you don't do this, if you know they say you do this one, I follow do one. And He started going about that. The next thing I heard, in fact, Baba, you know what? Step down from me. Step down. Be the Jagaban that will send his boys. Let his boys go and bring this thing and come. You must not contest. You have been in power all this world. Hi! At that point, I felt, let the ground open, let me fall aside. So eventually, Chinedu flared up and everything. And I told Lulu, let's go. Because you've messed up. Let us go. I took Lulu to my hotel room. And I said to him, my brother, this thing has gone like this. And this is more than 1 week after Chinedum had declared. I said, if you continue with this race, people will see that you are the one looking for Chinedum's trouble. See, because Chinedum had already gone to declare. Because Chinedum made a statement there, Lulu, go to the field. I will meet you in the field. If you win, don't support me. If I win, I will not support you. Let us go there. That was the parting word Chinedum left with us. I said, this thing has gone this way, I think we should step aside. Allow this man to go. Because this thing is going to be counterproductive at the end of the day. Lulu hit his hand on the table. Said, do you know who I am? I am the Don. I said, use that word. Do you know why they call me Don Lulu? You think this is just a guy name? That already that they have settled it. That Sheyi and even Right Honorable Benjamin, they have all settled it. That is just waiting for him to go and pick up his ticket. Now, what am I talking about? Now, I said, Ben, I said, I don't believe Ben will say that. I said, I don't believe that a Right Honorable Ben will choose a capacity person over somebody that doesn't have as much as capacity like Ikuku. He said, what am I talking about? That I should stop that rubbish. That Ikuku is overrated. That Ikuku, I said, is Ikuku overrated? He said, yes, Ikuku is overrated. Nobody knows Ikuku anymore. So Ikuku is overrated. He started saying all manner of things and all. I said, should you promise you ticket? Ben promise you ticket. So therefore you're going to get the ticket and say, yeah. I said, Lulu, I wish you all the best. Because at this point in time, you don't want to listen to me. So I wish you all the best. Say, what I'm going to do, because I'm doing my 4th masters. And that period, my exam is coming forth. I said, I'm going to go back to my base, go and read for my exams. I'm not going to come for these primaries. Both you and Chinedu Moji, people should do your thing. I'm not going to get interested. I will wait for you people at the junction. What is the junction? The junction of whoever that holds the ticket. That's the person I'm going to come back to work for. Because again, I'm a party man. Go and do your thing. And I left. And we started moving. He will call me on the phone once, and I will give him advice. The next thing Lulu did one day was to call me on the phone and say, can I see the people that he made local government coordinators? How nobody is even following him to go for consultation. They are all following Ikuku to go for consultation. That he's going to sack them. I said, you're going to sack people because they are following somebody for consultation? And adults and people who have relationship with this person before before City Boy. I said, you cannot do such thing. I said, I will resist you. You can't do it. I said, if you have relationship with these people, this is the time they will pay you back with that relationship. Ikuku had a relationship with these boys for many years. These men have relationship with Ikuku for many years, and they want to pay back Ikuku now. I said, you cannot sack anybody. I said, Lulu, please be careful. The one that you did to Abacha, which is Odingwa, and the one that you did to the Ugunabo local government coordinator should be the last. You will wake up and sack people. These people have suffered from City Boy. Most of them have put in their money, they have resources, their time. You don't wake up and treat people like that. You can't bring out people, and the whole world have seen the people. And their community, everybody have actually gotten excited about them, and all of a sudden you want to remove them. That was also how you removed the Isukwato man. After I pleaded with you several times, leave this Isukwato guy, you insisted I removed him. With all due respect with Odumoko is my friend, but I was looking at the due process. Removing somebody over somebody is not a good thing at all. He eventually went and removed the Isukwato, making it the third person that he removed. I said, don't do it again. I said, your ambition is different from City Boy. We, the City Boy, did not tell you to go and contest for House of Reps, so you will not do it. He said, okay. And I said again, look at the social media. The social media is all about you. In fact, you're using the social media to campaign for yourself. We have other aspirants in City Boy. Why don't you put these people on the social media space as well? Campaign for them as well. Lulu said, no, he will not do that. I said, why? He said, because he doesn't want too much traffic to be there. Then nobody will be noticing his own. That is all about him first. I should Baba, no talk that one, leave that side. I've never seen that height of selfishness from a leader before. Because if I was the one, which I wouldn't have, because in the first place I wouldn't have even contested against him. If I was the one, I will make sure that every person contesting, aspirant in City Boy contesting, all of them would be on that social media space.
Well, that wouldn't have made you a good politician, because they say politics is all about self-interest. So you have to consider your interest first before any other person. No, I think that's exactly what it is.
No, politics is about self-interest. It's only in Nigeria that I don't play that politics. I'm a leader. I'm a selfless person. And that is even why I'm here today. I'm here today because I'm fighting that nobody should be removed from that City Boy. He saw me that I am the one confronting him directly and resisting him. And that is why I'm here today.
Was that why he suspended?
That is part of the reason why he suspended me. He doesn't have any other thing. I resist him. After that, he got offended. Of course, he got offended and he kept moving. And of course, you saw how he failed in the primaries. And of course, you went and you're counting from 50, you count 2,000, you count 3,000, and it was quite embarrassing. I didn't even bother about that. The one that pissed me off so much was when he went and 3 days later, 4 days later, the same man that did that thing went and put camera on his face. The young man started saying that it was Ukeagu that told him to start counting that thing. Is that not defamation of character? You are defaming Ukeagu. So you are not only having problem in Abia State, you have not extended it to Imo State. You are investigating 2 former governors, the Richards and the Alleges. Because again, there was a rumor as well too that he was the one that wrote a petition against IT. I asked him, were you the one that wrote it? He did that. He said, not the one. I said, okay, no problem. Because the thing was actually going that he wrote the petition against the Alleges. He said, but again, he denied it, he's not the one. I said, okay. But if I told you are the one that wrote that petition against the Alleges, not that I will not support you, because that is very bad. This man is sitting in his house, enjoying his retirement, while dragging him into the politics you're doing with his son. As if that was not enough. So I sent him a message then, when we did that thing with Ukeagu. I said, this thing you did is the most embarrassing thing that I've ever seen. Your decisions, I don't even know who is advising you. So at this point in time, whoever that is advising you is making a blunder of a political career. So the little political career that you have is like you want to destroy it completely. Lulu got offended. Of course, he never spoke to me. The next thing I heard that he kept calling people and telling them that he gave me powers in City Boy and I'm now using it to fight him and talking all manner of things.
Okay. No, so as it stands now, you said part of the reasons he suspended you was because you tried to resist some of his decisions, right?
Yeah.
Was there any other thing apart from that?
Usually, it's actually that. And let me say something to you. This is my assessment. They are going to be releasing money for City Boy very, very soon.
Okay, from the national.
From the national. And he wants to frustrate all the people that will definitely stand and ask him for accountability, so that they will get upset and walk away from City Boy. So that when this comes, he will be able to control it by himself. Yes, I said it with my full chest. And that is what part of the thing, because that is why he is going after Chinedu. He said he was going to sack Chinedu. He was going to sack me until they went to national retreat and they told him that no director has the right to sack anybody.
Who appointed the director and the patron?
It's national.
Okay, so they are the ones that have the
right to sack. Yeah, okay. To sack anybody.
Okay.
And even the director does not have the right to sack people in what is it called, in the state. It's because the national also said it. So what he now did was not to resort to this. There was another incident again that happened. The local government, equal local government coordinator, he's a lawyer to Right Honorable Chinedu. He's his friend and he's lawyer to him. Chinedu. He started threatening Chinedu to remove Chinedu. He was threatening Chinedu to remove Chinedu because, okay, I raised up another issue. Lulu did not consult anybody. After all, he said people that went to him, he said that he is a director, he has the right to do anything he wants to do in City Boy, sack anybody he wants to sack. That is what Lulu said. Lulu went and brought a man called, I don't even know his full name, but I heard his nickname is Bakas. Bakas is from Ukeagu. Lulu went and met Bakas, took him to Abuja to make him deputy director. I heard about that thing and I raised an alarm. How can we have 9 constituency in Abia? One constituency is almost taking charge of almost everything. How can the director and the patron of City Boy is from same constituency, Umuahia? The director of City Boy, same constituency, Umuahia. Now, the deputy director, same constituency, Umuahia. The organizing secretary, same constituency, Umuahia. Where is the place of Ndengwa in all of this thing? I said, this thing is not right. At least if you had actually consulted us, but he called the executives and said, gentlemen, there is a need for us to provide a deputy director, filling a deputy director. We would have told him, no, let's go to Ndengwa and get a candidate and get a better personality that will actually do it. How can all of us cluster in one constituency? I said, it's not right. It's absolutely wrong. I raised out this thing. Of course, maybe Bakas got offended because I heard Bakas have been calling a lot of people, talking a manner of things and all that. And I feel he's the one misleading him, unfortunately. Because advices that he's actually giving him is actually not helping City Boy. Now, you said you wanted to remove Equal local government coordinator. I wrote to you, I said, you cannot remove Equal. He has not done anything to you. Look at the outing that we did for Abia Central. It was done in Equal. That young man did all manner of things and took his time, his money, his time and everything, organized that program. It was wonderful for it. How can you wake up and you want to remove that boy? I said, if you remove him, I will resist you. I will not allow you to do that. It is not right.
Okay.
Then the next one again, which was actually the final one, was the fact that I went to my hometown because I have made a declaration that APC must win in Afugiri ward. So I went to my hometown. I have a structure called Abia Good Governance Forum. Okay. Abia Good Governance Forum.
That's your personal structure?
Yes, my personal structure.
Okay.
So I wanted to raise what is it called? Police soldiers in all the world, in all the polling booths in Afugiri. There were about 205 of them. I raised them and inaugurated them that day. I stayed that, used an opportunity to campaign for APC. Used an opportunity to tell them that we are going to work for Chinedu Moji, Bola Ahmed, and so forth. The thing went viral. They posted it in our platform, City Boy platform. Because of that, because Chinedu, of course, Charles was the one that also did. Lulu, a director, used his hand and started deleting those things from the platform. Okay. I had to send him a message and said, young man, I realize that you have been deleting these things. They are going to post it again. Please, I urge you, do not remove anything again posted in this place again. Of course, after that, he blocked me, which is not really my problem. So now, I have 4 days ago, I was in my office. I got a suspension letter. And one of the grounds, from the secretary, ordered secretary of the organization.
At the state level?
Yes, the state level, yes.
Okay.
It's got a state level. Although he claimed that my suspension came from National. National didn't. He should provide the letter. He should provide the letter and I will post it. I will take it to this level and Insta blog, so that the whole world will see it. Let me also see the National also make reference that is the one. He uses the National a lot to manipulate a lot of people. One of the grounds I was used to be suspended was the fact that he said it has been established that you engage in unauthorized gatherings and mobilized members of the public under the banner of City Boy Movement without the knowledge and approval and authorization of the state director. Why are you behaving like an autocratic person?
You do that?
Did I do that? I went to my hometown to canvass vote for Bola Ahmed and Chinedu Moji and all the APC members, and I inaugurated my people to my structure, and I told them there, I'm going to bring all of you to City Boy. Am I supposed to tell the director before I do that? It's just like I'm working for you. You are contesting for House of Reps, and I'm working for you. Then I want to pitch to people to come into and join and come and work for you. And I need to call you on the phone and tell you, please, I want to take permission from you. I want to talk to people. So these are flimsy excuses, and to say, with all due respect, things that are not even balanced. The next one was, he said, there was a directive that was, I'm always, I failed to comply to lawful
directives issued by the state director. A notable one was an instance occurred during the empowerment program in Owerri, whereby the director asked me to do a certain directive and I neglected the director. We went to Owerri. Before then, I am the organizing secretary. In fact, I'm so passionate about doing this job. I'm very, very much so passionate about it. I am the one doing the administrative job with the directive of the coordinator, which is Beremako. He gives me directives and I do the administrative jobs of that place. Most times I leave my work. Besides, I work with Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. I'm an administrator. I worked as a project planner on the web sector in England for 8 years. So I am a seasoned person. I am not just a rookie who was put on the road when it comes to things like this, administrative. When we wanted to do the empowerment, 470 names. Of course, they shared the slot. He shared the slot to all the stakeholders across. So these people have to be dropping names of the people. They will drop the name, the phone number, the PVC, all drop the names of the people. So and their local government. So you have to create a chart and start imputing these people's name one after the other. And when you input their names, you also attach them with a certain empowerment they're going to benefit from. Maybe boss, diffuser, generator, just and so on and so forth. I did that thing for 4 days. And I refused to even allow my secretary or anybody to do it. Why? So that there won't be any error. So that I will take responsibility in case anything goes wrong. I did that thing for 4 nights. I didn't sleep. I did that thing for 4 nights. Working so hard. Did that thing for 4 nights. I generated that name. Those names were well imputed inside that place. Before that period, 1 week before that period, I raised that alarm. I said, there is no way we are going to have 5 states come together for an empowerment. There will be a start point. He said yes, he agreed with me. I said take it to national and tell them, let this thing be done state by state. He said yes, he has been talking with them, but they won't listen. Eventually, when I finished this list, of course we sent it to national and all, and he was still telling me that we are going to do this thing state by state. A day before the program, because I finished that thing very late, I forwarded to them, so I started coming down to Umuahia from Warri. People called me on the phone and said that this night, which is Friday, that they are selecting five executive members from all the states that was going to have dinner with Sheyi Tinubu in Owerri. That please, Charles, that I should stop by so that all of us will spend the night in Owerri. Do you understand? And that all of us will spend the night in Owerri and have a dinner with Sheyi. I said, no, I'm the organizing secretary of City Boy. I have responsibility in Umuahia. Who is going to lead this 400 and something people to Owerri the next day? I said, how can I have my conscience come and see the people dining and nobody is coordinating my people? I said, no, people should do. After all, you are there, people should join. Do whatever you do, but I will not come down to Owerri. I'm going to Umuahia because I need to make sure I organize everybody to start coming to Owerri. And I came down. The next day, I organized. We had almost 100 buses lined up moving to Owerri. Our convoy was intimidating. I organized those things, carried everybody straight to Owerri. I go to Owerri. They gave me a tag. When they gave me a tag, he said I should work with Orlando. Orlando is not part of City Boy Executive. Coordinator was angry. Why will you tell us we work with Orlando? We can't work with Orlando. Coordinator said, Charles, hold that tag. I held it. Of course, I'm the organizing secretary. I shared the T-shirts. After sharing the T-shirts, we proceeded with. So I still came to him and said, "Are we going to share this thing here?" He said, "No, that they are going to give us this thing to take to Owerri." At that point, there was no need for me to share these tags. We were doing this thing before you know it. Chief Priest, which is Pascal, went on stage and said, "We are starting the empowerment now," and called Abia. At that point, I was confused. I didn't know what to do.
Was it what caused the problem we had in Owerri?
Yes, yeah. And I was confused. So Lulu came to me. Lulu was shaking. Lulu said, "No. Sheyi is not happy. Sheyi is not happy. That I should just start sharing that tax anyhow." I said, "Lulu, I can't share that tax anyhow because if I share that tax anyhow, you are going to make mistake. Somebody's name in the list is to carry bus, and you are not giving the person a wheelchair tag.
Okay.
I said, that thing is not administration. You are going to make a mess of it. I said, let's be calling this name. I said, even if we are the last people to carry this thing, we will still carry it. It's just a matter of time difference. But we are going to carry our thing. Immediately they called Ebony. Ebony carried their own. Immediately Ebony was about finishing their own. Fight started all over the place. And they started fighting. That is what Lulu came here and cited, that he told me to share the tax, and I did not take his directive, and that was what caused that. So I was now the one that caused the stampede in Owerri. Even 3 days later, when we came back, we called for a meeting. I came into the meeting. I saw the mood of the people. I took microphone. I took full responsibility of whatever that happened in that place. People, even when the local government coordinators were talking, they applauded me and told me that they have never seen a man who can take responsibility like this.